What can you tell us about, this representative of the Sikh separatist movement?
He's been on India's most wanted list. Like you mentioned, David, we did designate him as terrorist in 2020. He comes from a very small village in Punjab. I believe he moved to Canada around 1996, 1997 as a plumber, and then joined one of the separatist movements for a few years. And clearly he was ambitious because he set up his own group. It's called the Khalistan Tiger Force, and he's the head for that force. In India, he's been wanted in several cases, from bombings to murder. I think there are about 10 FIRs against him. There is an LOC, there is a red corner notice. So he was clearly a wanted man, David.
Look, the separatist movement, I understand it's centered in the northern state of Punjab. It was at its peak, I think, in the 80s. It's still a major concern for India? Is this still a major, point of concern and controversy?
Really, David. 1980s was a very difficult phase, a difficult time for Punjab in particular. We saw a lot of bloodshed, families were destroyed, thousands displaced. But the Prime Minister was assassinated, there were riots. But things did calm down in a few years. And if you had to ask me honestly, at the present moment, unlike the UK or Canada, where the issue is still very much alive, politically and otherwise, in India, it's been fairly low-key.
Part of that statement from the Indian government foreign ministry calling it absurd and motivated, quote unquote. What is the motivated? Drew my attention. What are they saying about Canada's intentions here? Prior to this, though, in this chapter, how do you describe, the backdrop of bilateral relations between the countries?
Both are democracies, David, and we've established diplomatic ties way back in 1947. Having said that, the past few years, things have been tense, frosty, past few months especially. From the Indian government has been very vocal about the growing secessionist movement in Canada. The attacks on the diplomatic missions, attacks on places of worship. On its part, the Canadian government also recently, I'm sure you've heard, suspended trade negotiations. And both sides, I heard you say that some time ago, expelled diplomats on both sides. So clearly, this is not the best phase in our relations. And given the fact that the Prime Minister of Canada it's a very big statement coming from him, right? When you're accusing another country of actually coming onto your soil, it's almost an act of aggression. So I see ties are probably going to get worse.
Well, certainly. Caught all of our attention here and taking this to the biggest stage possible, the Prime Minister announcing this to his government and on the world stage. We'll follow it from here. Ekta Kumar, thanks for being with us from New Delhi.
Thank you, David.